In this tutorial, I'll walk you through how to register your student. Before we begin, make sure you're on the starting page. The website you will want to go to is sis.loganschools.org/students/register/start. That should bring you to this page, where you'll decide how to proceed. If you already have an Aspire account, but your student has never attended a Logan school, then click Login and Register Student under the New Student Registration. If your student is currently attending or has previously attended Logan, and you already have an Aspire account, click Login and Register Student under the Current Student Registration. If your student is currently attending or has previously attended Logan, but you don't have an Aspire account, click Request a Username. We're going to be going into depth about how to register your student when you have never attended a Logan City School District school and don't have an Aspire account. Let's proceed by clicking on Register New Students. This page should give you an overview of what to expect when registering your student. Please read through this information before continuing. Okay, let's continue by selecting the school year your student will be attending, the school your student will be enrolled in, and the grade they will be in. After you've selected these, you can click Continue. Alright, let's continue by filling out the parent or guardian information. I'm going to use some example information so that you can follow along with me. We'll start by using a first name of John, the last name of Doe, relationship to student we'll put father, email address we'll use john.doe@gmail.com. The phone number we're going to use is 435-755-2300. The address is 101 West Center Street. Address line 2 will be left blank. City we'll use Logan. State we'll use Utah. Zip code we'll use 84321. For the mailing address, it's optional, so only fill this in if it's different than the home address. If you have any additional phone numbers, now would be a good time to add those by clicking on the blue Add button here. Once you're done, you can click Save and Continue. You can begin to register your student. There's a lot of questions here, but I'll go over every section so that you can get an idea of what to expect. Let's start by filling the student information. The legal first name we'll use is Jane. However, we do have a specified preferred name we'll use, which is Jan. We'll use a legal middle name of T, a legal last name of Doe. The birth date we'll use is 06-01-2002. The gender is a female. Birthplace is Logan, Utah. The citizenship is a United States citizen. The first enrolled in U.S. school is only required if you are not a U.S. citizen. The restricted information section has to do with the Utah Student Data Privacy Act. You will need to make a selection on what type of data is allowed to be used for your student. Each option is explained in the text provided above the drop-down box. We are going to select no restrictions for our example. Under the language section, we'll use English as our answer for these 4 drop-down boxes to keep it simple. These questions may seem like they're the same, but they do differ in slight ways, so be sure to take a close look at each question before answering them. Under address information, make sure to enter the address your student is living at. If they have a different mailing address, you can click the checkbox next to mailing to enter a separate address than the home address. We'll use the district address for our example student. The home street we'll use is 101 West Center Street. Street 2 is blank again. City is Logan. State is Utah. And zip code is 84321. Under communications, we can enter a phone number. I'll use that district phone number again, 435-755-2300. The type of number it is, let's say it's a cell phone. And under the phone unavailable checkbox, don't check this unless it's not to be used for any type of communications with the student. Under Special Programs, we'll need to know if the student seeks enrollment without a parent. Check this if it applies to you. We aren't going to check this in the demo though. If the student is homeless, you will need to select one of the options below. Since the student is not homeless, we will leave the default selection of student is not homeless filled in. We also need to select any special programs that the student is associated with. If any of the following apply to your student, please check them. We are going to leave these unchecked. If you do select one of these, then additional paperwork will need to be filled in at the school. Does this student have any health concerns? Let's select no for our example. If you have any questions about what the scope of this is, please contact your future attending school. If you do have health concerns, you must fill out additional paperwork at the school. Is this student a military child? There are some conditions to be met to select yes here, so please read up on this section to get a better understanding. Under legal bindings, you will be asked if your student has any. For reference, a legal binding means court documents, divorces, or anything that needs to be disclosed to us. Additional forms will need to be filled out if you selected yes. Let's also leave this one blank to indicate no for our example. Now you should see the contact that we filled out earlier, John Doe. If we want to add the mother as a contact, we can click on Add Contact to fill out a form just like we did for John. I'm not going to add the mother right now, but when you register, you will be required to disclose all contacts. Let's add an emergency contact for the student. I recommend adding several contacts to better help your student, just in case we can't get a hold of parents or guardians. We'll just add one as an example right now. The name we'll use is Jacob Smith. And the primary phone we'll use is 435-755-2301. Additionally, we could click on the star to indicate that we should contact this contact before our other emergency contacts we've added. Under race and ethnicity, we will need to select one option from the ethnicity section and all that apply under the race section. I'm going to select yes on the ethnicity and white as their race. For previous school attended, we'll add a school that our student attended in a previous year. For example, a school name we'd use is North Cache Middle School. And I'll just add an address really quick as an example of what we're looking for. And finally, if you have any notes, comments, or questions, please write them in this note section below. If you have filled in all of the required information, you should be able to press the Save button and continue to the registration agreement page. If the page doesn't change after several seconds, scroll to the top of the form to see if there are any errors indicated in red text. You'll need to fix any problems before your registration will save. You should now be on the registration agreement page. In the demo, you won't be able to see the content, so what we'll see on this demo is that you've read and agreed to the terms and conditions and a place to type signatures. If you agree with the terms and conditions, then you can enter the signature for the parent or guardian and the student. Click Save Signature and continue once you've done that. Here you'll see your progress for registering your student with the Logan City School District. If you have additional students to register, you can click Register a New Student to begin. Your other two options are to create an Aspire login or end the session and exit. We'll finish this video by showing you how to create an Aspire login. The Aspire account creation should show your name that you used when you added a parent or guardian for your student's registration process. Your email should be automatically filled in already. All you need to do is enter a password with a requirement of 8 characters with a combination of letters, numbers, and special characters. Click the I certify and authorize access to these student school records if you agree to that, and click Create Account. If you've successfully created an account, you should be back at the home page for the student information system. You can now log in with your newly created account to check up on the status or edit your student's registration. You can also add a new student registration from this page.